what's happening guys? I'm Kieran, the Fragrance Fan. Thanks for tuning in to another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a fragrance that I picked up from the house of Rasasi, a Middle Eastern brand which I don't really know too much about. I've heard a lot of stuff within the fragrance community. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Tasmeem. If you want to find out more about this fragrance, this unusual fragrance in my opinion, stay tuned, I've got it all coming up right now. So guys, I picked up a bottle of Tasmeem from the house of Rasasi, Middle Eastern brand that I've not smelt any of their fragrances. I've heard a lot of stuff about them, but I was a little bit unsure just because I thought that they maybe done a lot of clones and I just wasn't sure overall. I saw some of the bottle presentations and I didn't really like what I saw, to be honest, but the value of these things are so good that I thought I had to try something out. So I didn't want to go for the usual one which a lot of people talk about and praise, which is Rasasi. Although I do feel like now, after smelling this one, I wouldn't mind smelling that one. But I picked up Tasmeem, and today I'm going to be running you through what I think of this fragrance. Now, firstly, let me just quickly run you through the presentation of this. These are really affordable fragrances, and they come in quite, I mean, if you like this type of thing, it is quite nice packaging. I don't particularly like it. I find it maybe a little bit tacky, just in my opinion. And inside you've got a kind of blue cardboard box. There's a lot of attention to detail that's gone into this. Now if you put that aside and look at the bottle, again, it's a bottle that is pretty colourful. You've got the T outlined in blue for Tasmeem, I'm guessing, and then you've got some green around it. It's actually on the back where the colour is, it's not on the front, but it comes through to the front of the bottle. On the top you've got this lid which again has a lot of detail going on there. Now the lid, I don't know if it's just this bottle, but the lid is a bit shaky, it's not that sturdy. It's definitely not coming off because it's clicks on like that, so it's not coming off, but it does sit a little bit loose. Now I'll do a couple of sprays for you guys so you can see this. 4 sprays, there we go. Now, this fragrance is a little bit unusual. So let me just run you through the notes. So up top you've got cardamom, cumin and artemisia. In the mid you've got orris root and rose. And in the base you've got tonka bean, vanilla, sandalwood, musk and patchouli. Now in the air, this fragrance smells really, really nice. I'm smelling it now, I'm picking up on it, and it's a fresh, spicy fragrance, which is kind of light and airy, but it's also got a creaminess to it as well. So it smells pretty nice. Now when I first sprayed this on my wrist, I got it, sprayed it on my wrist, and I wanted to smell it and see what I could pick up from it. And what happened was that cumin note was pretty prominent, and I don't generally like cumin, and it's one where I think it might be 50-50 with a lot of people, because what happened is I sprayed it, after just a minute or 2 minutes, you start picking up on the cumin, but it comes across as body odor, which doesn't sound very nice. And I initially thought, I'm not gonna like this. There was some nice stuff going on in the background, but all I could really pick up was the body odor. So I let that dry out, and then I tried it on a couple of days later. And when I smelt it a couple of days later, I thought, this is really nice. I couldn't get that cumin body odor smell as much as I did on the first spray. It was still kind of there, and it still has a little bit of an undertone which smells a bit dirty, which I think is that cumin note. But as it dries down, that to me seems to disappear, and it dries down into a kind of warmer vanilla kind of scent. Now, how it comes across is it's a kind of warm but fresh and spicy fragrance, and it does smell quite nice, but that cumin note you just need to be aware of. And I think this might be a fragrance that you actually maybe need to spend a little bit of time with. So I've tried it 3 times now, and every time I spray it, I'm kind of picking up different things, and I'm kind of liking it and then thinking, oh, am I not liking it? So it's a one that you would certainly not really be blind buying, because that cumin could be love or hate. But overall in the air it smells very nice and very fresh and a little bit unique as well. It doesn't smell like every other kind of designer fragrance that you would smell, and it has got something nice going on in here, but I'm a little bit undecided still. This is still 1 week of me having this fragrance, so I'm still kind of wearing it in and getting used to it. What I would say is I got this because I heard that the performance on this was really good, and that was a great scent from the house. Now, I think it is a pretty decent scent. It doesn't move me or make me feel any certain kind of way. And one thing is the performance on this is below average on my skin. I get about 10 to 15 minutes of this smelling nice around me, and then it becomes a skin scent pretty much immediately. I'm not really getting any more than 3.5 hours. If I smell my wrist now, I can't smell it on here, and I sprayed it on about 3.5, 4 hours ago, and I really can't smell anything at all. So this is one that I'm going to be overspraying. I've already got through a fair bit of it, considering I've only used it a few times, because I have had to overspray. I'll do 6 to 8 sprays. I wouldn't even mind doing 10 sprays on this, because this isn't going to push out and project or do anything like that, and it's certainly not on my skin. I'm not sure if this has been reformulated. I read a couple of comments recently on Fragrantica which said it maybe has been, but other than that, everything was really positive, saying that it projects really well, good sillage, lasts for a long time. I'm not experiencing that at all with this one. Now, I think this is one you could wear all year round. For me though, I think it's probably going to be better for me in the spring and summer, because it's quite light, airy and fresh. I think it suits better that way, so I'm going to be kind of overspraying it in the summer. It's very much going to be worn on casual occasions. I don't see this being dressed up. I think it's one that if you were going to the beach, or you were just pottering around the house, or just popping out to the shops or something like that, I think that's when I would get most use out of this. I don't think this could be dressed up, in my opinion, and it's just very much a casual scent. In terms of age group that I think it would suit, I think it could suit both younger and older people. I think it's got a bit of a youthful nature to it, and it reminds me of maybe some fragrances when I was younger that didn't cost that much, that I would get and just spray away. They didn't perform particularly great, but they were kind of fresh feeling, and that's what I get with this right here. It is an eau de parfum concentration. This is a 100ml bottle, and I picked this up for 50 Australian dollars, which is about 30 British pounds. And in my opinion, I think it's kind of bang on where it should be for what it is. And overall, it's not bad. The cumin note could be quite strange to people. I'm a little bit on the fence as to whether I like this or not. I'm using it, I'm still using it, and it's one that I don't mind just spraying away, because it isn't bad smelling, but as I say, it just doesn't move me or make me feel any kind of special way. But Tasmeem from Rasasi is one that I'm glad that I've tried. I may need to try Rasasi next, because that is the one that most people talk about and give a lot of praise to and say that's a great summer fragrance. I've heard more positive than negative on this as well, but a little bit disappointed if I'm honest. Let me know if you tried this or any others from the line. I'm keen to try others purely because of the price point. They are quite affordable, and for the money, they're not bad. Leave some comments below if you've tried anything from this house, and I will catch you in the next video. You take care, bye.